So we'll carry on with example 2. So we already have that the orientation's down and we have the vertexes here. Do make sure that your version of the notes has the correct parabola right here, because I did notice in an earlier version of the notes the vertex was actually plus 1,8 for this parabola on the left, but it should be negative 1,8. So just double check, and if not, you can just sketch it on the graph yourself. So carrying on with the axis of symmetry. So the axis of symmetry is the line that divides the parabola in half. Okay, so on the left parabola, the axis of symmetry is x equals negative 1. And on the second one, it's x equals 1. So a quick way of doing that is that it's always going to be x equals the first part of the vertex. For domain, of course, we just get to say that it's all real numbers for both. And for range, you can see that the range is actually the same in both of these parabolas, because for each of them, the y can only get up to positive 8. It never goes beyond that. So for each parabola, its y is less than or equal to 8. Expanded or compressed. So this is where these parabolas differ as well. All right, so for the first one, we're going to look at A, which is negative 1/2, but we have to take the absolute value of the negative 1/2, which makes it positive 1/2. And because 1/2 is less than 1, we say that this parabola is compressed. For the parabola on the right, our A value is negative 1, so we take the absolute value of negative 1, which is positive 1, and because that is exactly equal to 1, it's neither compressed or expanded. So now for the y-intercepts, let's look at these graphs. Oh yeah, the y-intercepts are going to be a little bit different between these two parabolas. Okay, so in the first case, I'm just going to write out the equation with 0 for where x is. 1 times 1, so 1 squared is just 1 plus 8. So I've got negative half plus 8, which is equal to 7.5. You can write it as a decimal or a fraction. In the second parabola, we've got y equals negative 1, and then I'm going to replace the x with 0. Oops, that should be a minus 1 squared plus 8. So working that out, negative 1 squared is just positive 1 plus 8. So we end up with negative 1 plus 8, which equals 7. So those are our y-intercepts. And max-min, well, let's look at those pictures. Yep, so they both got maximums because the vertex is at the top of the graph. Max, max. And of course, if you don't have the graph to look at, you can just think, well, the orientation is down, so you can just sketch out something really quick there. Well, anytime the orientation down, there's going to be a maximum.